This is the truth between the beef with Eminem, Mariah Carey, and Nick Cannon. Nick was a victim of circumstance. Where should this even begin? I mean, Eminem, before he even met Mariah Carey, was like, thought she was like the it girl. You know, Mariah at the time was going through so much drama when she met Eminem. See, people didn't know that. Like, everybody was like, oh, Mariah Carey's having a breakdown and all this stuff. And I was like, what do they mean? She was just in the middle of getting played in a relationship with Louise Miguel. And Louise Miguel is like $800 million, owns his own island. And, you know, he took Talia, his former girlfriend, back and dumped Mariah Carey. He was going back and forth with Talia and Mariah Carey. So she just got played. So she was on the rebound. And when chicks are on the rebound, they grab what they can hold on to try to fix their image. Because the problem is, she was, her records weren't doing what they were supposed to do. And it was all this pressure on her, and she's freaking out, and Louise Miguel, she needed some good press. And then she was just drinking a lot. She had this wine cellar. She was turning into a wino and just freaking out. So she needed that comeback record and that comeback time, you know. So this one, things weren't going well. So they met at a party, and Eminem was the it guy in rap at the time. Like, the Marshall Mathers LP had blown up, and everybody's waiting on his next, you know, thing he's finna do. So they were at some party, and Mariah Carey was there, and she like, oh man, you know, Eminem approached her. You know, it wasn't like she came up to him, but Eminem had approached her and was like, I really like your music. I think you dope. Your music is kind of dope. And she was like, oh, you know, I like your music too, you know. And he was talking about just trying to see, he was shocked at how much progress he was getting talking with Mariah Carey, like stunned in the actual movement that was happening. So when that happened, like, man, you got the number from the assistant and everything. Like, she was so open. Like, wow, like, this is really going down. So when he left and went back to the crib, like, he thought, like, okay, well, that's just a celebrity, old, you know, getting everybody. But it was cool. I got to get Mariah Carey's number. You know, but they end up calling and talking to each other. And from that point on, you know, things were getting, you know, get to know each other, hang out. And that first couple of months, it was cool. You know, and she was like, I can come out to your house. I can just fly out there. He was like, why would you fly? She's like, because it's like 20 minutes in the plane. He was like, oh, okay, well, go ahead. You know, like, he wasn't used to dating a high-profile woman like Mariah. Mariah's used to being with billionaire men. Men who had billions and billions of dollars. So for her to date a rapper who didn't have that, but he had something that she liked, and the fact that he had the public attention, and nothing would put her in a better light than to actually be with somebody like Eminem, who would put her in a public spotlight. It would Mariah and Eminem. So anyhow, they go back and forth, dating and sending each other letters and all this stuff, and whatever happened privately happened privately. Now, Eminem's working. You know, he's doing all this projects and stuff that's coming up, and he was telling her that, you know, he's got a movie coming up and his new record, and she was supposed to be on the Eminem show. She was going to do a song with him, and they were in the studio clowning around trying to come up with ideas for the song. And so they had a song called Baby Girl, and it was going to be like her coming out like Eminem is her baby, you know, like she's his baby girl. And then she's like, it'll be cool if I rap. He's like, no. Like, no, I don't want to see you rapping. She's like, no, it'll be cool, because I'm baby girl, and that'll be cool. It's like we're doing a theme like they were doing the mob thing, like she was baby girl, and that was her idea. Like they were trying to do a Bonnie and Clyde, in other words, which ended up following in the hands of, you know, Jay-Z and them, like a Bonnie and Clyde type thing. But he's like, no. Just let me do the rapping, you just do the singing. Because he's like, once we start doing that, it'll turn into a mess. The song will not be accepted. So let's just stick with the format. So they just end up like never finishing the record, but they have all this audio from them in the studio doing all this stuff. And from experience of dating a lot of women, they are a lot alike. It don't matter if they're celebrities or not. They think the public's image and response to them matters so much. If somebody said, your hair is like that, everyone's looking at my hair, it's the best, I gotta change it. You'd be like, what? No, what are you talking about? I don't know what it is with a lot of women, they crazy. So, and all the ones I've met, let me put it that way, every single one I've met have been completely nuts to regular behavior just does not fit. But back to the story. So all of a sudden Eminem like blowing her off because he's working on the movie and his album at the same time, and he's like, this girl's crazy. Like, she was blowing up his phone. So his assistant and his maid that worked at his house is like, Mariah's called the house like 14 times in a row. Like, how could you do this to me? You can't just blow me off. I'm Mariah Carey. And just giving him the business on the phone. So she's just like, who does he think he is? And all of this stuff. So the Eminem's Eminem album come out, the Eminem show, right? It does what it does. They long and broken up. So Eminem throws jabs on her on the Eminem show. And while she's throwing these jabs, Eminem is like, Mariah Carey is denying like even knowing him. Like, I don't know the guy, I don't know what he's doing, I don't, like, we said hello a couple of times, I hardly consider that dating. And she downplayed him. And when she downplayed him, and I don't understand why, but that's what a lot of women do. They downplay to perfection. So they sit over here and come up with this this elaborate lie, like, oh, she went on CNN with this stuff, like, oh, I just wish I had kept it at, I like your music too, 'cause, every song he's like talking about me, and it's just getting ridiculous. So Mariah has that comeback album. She's on a roll. Everybody's talking about Mariah, so she's at a point where she doesn't need Eminem. And the fact that she played Eminem and got away with it, Eminem didn't like it. He didn't like the fact, like, I was used by this girl and she was having a bad time. She used my fame and my name to take herself out the dark and get herself new press, and then when her album comes out and it's a hit, here comes, she can just forget about Eminem, and he don't like how he was played, and then she just denied him like he didn't even exist. So it just hit a nerve with him. So that's why he would always keep jabbing Mariah Carey. And people are like, man, why does he keep jabbing her? It's like she's not even mentioning him. He sounds sorry. So she marries Nick Cannon. She started dating Nick, and then they got married, and that would shock people even more that they actually got married. It's like, she's dating Nick Cannon? Like, people didn't realize, like, I saw some of the most craziest comments in the world about Nick Cannon. Like, Nick was in love with Mariah Carey. He loved those R&B singers, I told you. But he was in love with Mariah Carey from a long time ago. He loved that woman. So it wasn't unusual that he would like her. It was unusual that she would say yes, because Nick was like younger than her, and it just seemed weird. Like, wow, she really went in with Nick Cannon. Now they getting married? Like, it just blew everybody's mind. And by knowing people, to the people closest to Nick Cannon, they were like, what is this? They didn't know what to do with the situation. Because they were like, he ain't listening to me, he's not listening to this, he's not listening to nobody. He's just doing his thing, so. And we can't tell him what not to do. So when she was doing her Charm Bracelet, whatever, album or whatever she was coming out with, she had she had a song on there that was dedicated to Eminem called Clown. And when she made Clown, she went on stage and performed it. She had a guy dressed in he had like I don't even know if that was a guy or a girl, but she had the person dressed in an Eminem, like a Detroit Pistons shirt, and walking around or dancing while she's singing the song Clown. So everybody knew, like, oh, she dissing Eminem. And then Eminem came out on his the anger management tour, when he played voicemail messages from Mariah Carey. Why won't you see me? Why won't you call me? And then Mariah's people was like, that voice was not Mariah, and she'll be going to court. So they were gonna sue Eminem and all this stuff, but nothing came of it because obviously it was Mariah Carey. So Eminem's still jabbing her on records, and you probably know it from Superman and all his other songs. He's still jabbing at her on a radio station. He started jabbing at her some more and opening up about the relationship and the fact that she denied him And then he talks to 50 and got 50 doing the same thing. So 50 Cent's in there mentioning Mariah Carey and people in his group. Like D12, I remember dropped some songs of something about Mariah Carey. Yo, Eminem comes out of retirement in 2009, and he did the worst album ever. I can't think. The Relapse. Oh yeah, Relapse. Wow. That was probably one of the worst Eminem albums of all time. They had Bagpipes from Baghdad. And whatever that was, it was a crazy diss record where he was talking about good luck with your whore, Mariah Carey. And it made Nick Cannon put out a statement like, dude, you never got the second base, and dude, your stuff sounds a little racist. Like, why are you coming after a woman for who don't rap? You know, it just made no sense. But Nick was ticked off about it, and he wanted to fight Eminem and all this stuff. And people, he was like, man, I'm gonna battle him on the mic. People, no, don't do it, Nick. Nick had a rap for Eminem that was pretty good. And people was, no, don't do it. Don't take the bait. Don't do it, Nick. Nick was like, I can hold my own on the mic. I don't know what y'all think I'm scared of this dude for. It's not that. It's going to be bad press. Ask Mariah what she think about it. Mariah was like, no, he will just keep going. Don't do it. You're not going to win because he's going to just keep going. He has more fans. It's gonna be a big mess, and I want him to go away. So she did a video to one of her songs, Obsessed, and this was about a person that was stalking her. But the video kind of looked like an Eminem-ish type of stance, and so the video comes out. He's in jogging pants with the jogging shirt, and it's not a he, it's actually Mariah Carey dressed up in makeup to look like a guy stalking somebody, and he's just out there with this hat on, this hoodie, and the fans looked at it and was like, oh man, that's Eminem, she's dissing Eminem. So the media took it as Mariah Carey's dissing Eminem in new video, Obsessed. Eminem sees this video, hits the studio, and one day laced the most venomous track diss record probably anybody has heard. And I was like, man, Nick should not come back to this. Not when he's in this song, because I'm like, he just made the worst album ever. And this is his lane. I'm like, yeah, that's probably a good idea Nick didn't come out with that, because he's really upset about this. But what happened was he jumped the gun. It was about the guy, the stalker, because he was like, does Eminem have a goatee? No, he doesn't. So, but if you look at the picture and you look at a picture of Eminem, you would say Eminem natural. Because we didn't really know who the stalker was. But I guess this guy who was stalking her had the goatee and was that nuts. So anyway, truth be told, after this happened, and Eminem, she put out that statement that she was not talking about Eminem, and she's going to sue. This is when, problems came in. So lawyers began to battle it out, and now Eminem, as an apology, he came out publicly apologizing for the song because he thought it was about him. And he said, oh, you know, I believe, okay, he's like, they said it wasn't about me. I'm going to take it at face value. I'm going to apologize for doing the song. He can't mention Mariah Carey's name in any more of his raps, or he can be sued. All they wanted was for him to stop. That's it. Just stop. So we'll see where that goes. But that was what that whole thing was about. Nick Cannon still wanted to fight him though. I'm out.
Sit back, homie, relax. In fact, grab a six-pack, kick back while I kick facts. Yeah, Dre, sick track, perfect way to get back. Wanna hear something wick-wack? I got the same exact tat that's on Nick's back. I'm obsessed now. Oh, gee, that's supposed to be me in the video with the goatee. Wow, Mariah, didn't expect you to go balls out. Bitch, shut the fuck up while I put all them phone calls out. You made it my house when you was wildin' out. Before Nick, when you was on my dick and give you something to smile about. How many times you fly to my house? Still trying to count. Better shut your lying mouth if you the one they finding out. You probably think cause it's been so long, if I had something on you, I would've did it by now. Oh, on the contrary, Mary Poppins, I'm mixing a studio session down and sending it to mastering to make it loud. And no daring you to murder you. This is what the fuck I do. Mariah, it ever occur to you that I still have pictures? However you prefer to do, and that goes for Nick too, faggot. You think I'm scared of you? You're gonna ruin my career, you better get one. Look, I'ma sit and fight with you over some slut bitch cunt that maybe put up with a psycho ass over 6 months and only spread her legs to let me hit once. Yeah, what you gonna say? I'm lucky. Tell the public that I was so ugly that you fucking had to be drunk. Fuck me, second base. What the fuck you tell Nick Punk in the second week we were dry humping? It's gotta count for something. Listen, girlie, surely you don't want me to talk about how I nutted early, cause I ejaculated prematurely and bust all over your belly, and you almost started early and said I was gross. Go get a towel, your stomach's curling, or maybe you do. But if I'm embarrassing me, I'm embarrassing you, and don't you dare say it isn't true. As long as the song's getting airplay, I'm dissing you. I'm a hair away from getting carried away and getting sued. I was gonna stop at 16, that was 32. This is 34 bars, we ain't even third of the way through. Damn, Slim, Mariah played you. Mariah who? Oh, did I say whore, Nick? I'm been a liar too. Like I've been going off on you all this time for no reason. Girl, you out your alcoholic mind. Check your wine cellar, look at the amounts of all the wine. Like I fucking sit around and think about you all the time. I just think this shit is funny when I pounce you on a rhyme. But fuck it now, I'm about to draw the line. If for you to cross it, that's a mountain that I doubt you wanna climb. I can describe areas of your house you wouldn't find on an episode of Crips. A load of rips. If I hear another word, so don't go over in your lips. Cause every time you do, it's like an overload of bits. I ain't saying this shit again, ho, you know what it is. It's a warning shot, before I blow up your whole spot. Call my bluffing, I release every fucking thing I got, including the voicemails right before you clip the top. When me and Luis were trying to stick 2 CDs in the same slot. I love you too. Let me whisper sweet nothings into your ear, boo. Know what you say? It's nothing. Yes, so what I'll do is refresh your memory when you said I want you. Now should I keep going or should we call true? You think you cute, right? You look sweet as I do. I'm Mary Poppins, B. And I'm Superman, ooh. Mary P. Coming at you. So if you still be my baby girl, then I'll still be your superhero. Yeah, I'm right here. You like this? Nope, not anymore, dear. It cuts like a knife when I tell you get a life. But I'm moving on with mine, Nick, cause that's your right. Well, tell her to shut her mouth, then I'll leave her alone. If she don't fix this, then I'ma just keep going.
Actually, Marianne saying cut the tape. Cut the tape. Night.